I should have known. He wouldn't just sit back and tolerate it. Avenging every grievance is more his style. However, I learned that they were conducting modification experiments there. Did it ever do something to you?
No.
Sylus's expression remains unfazed, as if the infamous explosion is barely worth mentioning. If you were alive this whole time, then why didn't you come to find me?
You couldn't even get a good night's sleep in the Southern District. Now you're with the LCBI. Isn't it better?
You're not me. How can you possibly know what's better for me? Sylus remains non-committal. When I realize he knows everything about my life down to the smallest detail, the resentment I held due to his absence disappears.
After that, I worked within night strikes. At times you can accomplish more in the shadows.
From what I gathered, creating and trafficking the predators is a small part of Ever's business. Apparently those SS-class predators are valuable assets and have control devices implanted in them. Do you think Tartarus was under their control when he attacked the candidate?
You're awfully concerned about that person. Why are you so determined to catch him?
I have my reasons, sir. Those who don't cooperate with the LCBI shouldn't pry into an enforcer's work. His phone that's on the sink suddenly rings. Our conversation is cut short. You just got out of the prison and you're already busy?
An associate is sending their regards.
Sylus types a short reply before turning off his phone.
As the only person who's immune, you should worry about yourself first. Ever has never stopped looking for you.
How about we just destroy Ever? That's it. Ever, never, never. Thanks for the heads up. I already suspected a certain individuals were watching me for years, though. I adjusted my shirt collar to hide my scar. Don't worry. I won't let my guard down. And once I catch Tartarus, I plan to leave Lincoln.
Then I wish you success.
Thanks. As the election draws near, the number of predators in the city suddenly increases. Tension and violence permeate every corner of the city. The attacks become more frequent and intense. The LCBI is in complete disarray, and since I'm unable to extract any information from Sylus for now, I have no choice but to seek intel from other sources. Today, I received a message from an informant. A nightclub in the Southern District has information about Tartarus. How long is the story? We have not stopped even for a bit. Chaos is the most infamous nightclub in the Southern District. It can be summed up in 2 words. Anything goes. How are they able to have a nightclub in the middle of such chaotic times? Like, who thinks, hey yo, let's party all night long with predators on the lurk? No, but like, for real, like, imagine having a zombie outbreak and you're like, your entire thought for the weekend is, it's been a while. It's been a while since I went to a nightclub. Let's party. I don't think anybody's idea in this situation would be like, hey yo, let's have fun at a nightclub while predators are running rampant and we could get attacked any moment. That's insane. Or maybe I am the one who feels that way. I don't know. The air is thick with various scents. Fluorescent lights dance across the crowd. Paint surreal psychedelic hues on their faces. Could have had a nightclub scene though. This is just inside. And we did! Although it doesn't really even look like much. As soon as I set foot in kiosk, countless eyes lock onto me. Why though? Like, am I that pretty? I make my way directly to a booth at the far end of the dance floor. There sits a bearded man who's flanked by several henchmen. Their bloodshot eyes, purposefully bared canines leave little room for doubt. They're predators.
So, you're interested in buying information?
He doesn't bother hiding his appraisal as he looks at me from head to toe.
Listen, girl, didn't your informant warn you? Regular folks who waltz in here don't get to leave.
Her neck looks fragile. I can break it in one bite.
Don't you dare. No, this reminds me, this makes me feel like I'm a chicken wing walking into well, somewhere. It does feel like I'm a chicken wing though.
You've got a death wish.
I am hopefully not an idiot for walking this way inside. Chicken wing or not. Aren't you open for business? Does it really matter whose money you're taking? The hostile predators close in on me. An eerie silence instantly falls over the dance floor. Clear, deliberate footsteps resound behind me. The predators who were about to surround me suddenly back away. It's as if they sense an even greater danger. On the wall, I see the reflection of a tall, looming figure getting closer and closer.
Who are you?
You're out and about at this hour? What kind of game is this?
I'm here to get intel.
And did you get it?
Not yet. My friends here aren't exactly welcoming.
Is that so?
The air seems to freeze over. The overwhelming pressure emanating from Sylus is impossible to ignore. Like wild beasts submitting to a superior predator, the surrounding predators fall into a fearful silence. Sylus tilts his chin to gesture to the revolver at the bearded man's waist.
Since you're not in the mood for business, why don't we play a game instead? I heard that revolver of yours made a few intel seekers retire.
Then, let's play roulette.
Cautiously shifting his gaze from Sylus, he draws his revolver.
6 chambers, 3 bullets. If you win, I'll tell you what I know.
And what if he dies before telling us? Whose fault is that then? I take the gun and shake it lightly. This gun's weight. I recall that rainy night from many years ago. A familiar sensation creeps up into my chest. I glance at Sylus. He makes a finger gun and gently taps the temple.
Bang.
Alright, we play. I press the gun against my own temple. Three shots happen so quickly that everyone freezes for a moment before struggling to process what just occurred. I slam the gun on the table. I slam the gun down on the table. You can try the remaining 3 shots, or you can tell me where Tatris is.
I bet he doesn't have the guts to pull the trigger. 1 piece of intel for 3 lives. Now that's what I call a bargain.
You?
The bearded man grudgingly hands me an elegant card with an embedded chip.
If you have a death wish, go ahead and push your luck.
I got it.
Satisfied?
Sylus wraps his arms around my shoulders and guides me towards the exit.
Let's go. I'm taking you home.
The streetlights feebly flicker as the car enters a deserted alley. Sylus moves his foot off the accelerator.
I see you haven't forgotten what I taught you.
I've been meaning to ask, why were you there tonight?
I was checking on my business ventures.
With the number of predators increasing, isn't doing business in the Southern District troublesome?
My business involves all of Lincoln.
Outside, the buildings lining the streets are dark and empty, as if they've been abandoned. Sylus, do you like the Southern District?
It's all right. A single bullet can buy you a lot of things here.
I understand his meaning. Bullets buy lives, and lives are traded for money. What about the Northern District?
A playground of decadence isn't bad either.
You seem to fit in wherever you go.
Where I choose to be doesn't depend on these sorts of things.
Dark and thick clouds hang in the night sky. It's going to start raining soon. With a piercing bird call, a black shape crashes into the windshield. Ooh, is this Mephisto? Welcome back, Mephisto. You were missed. Even though all you ever did was call. But it's okay. Sylus and I get out of the car to investigate. We find a wounded crow. Picks up the bird and gives it a quick once-over.
It's not severely injured, but it won't be flying anytime soon.
Let's bring it with us, Sylus.
Do I look like someone who rescues animals?
You did, though, in another universe. In another universe, you fed cats. You took care of cats. You have a mechanical crow. Think about it. The odds of being assassinated by a crow or a bird are 0. Don't tell me you're scared. He gives me a look before unceremoniously putting the bird in the back seat.
Never mind. It's not like this is my first rescue.
I thought so. Being good once in a while is not bad, okay, Sylus? It's not bad at all. With the crow's wound treated, this little interlude comes to an end. However, Sylus shows no signs of leaving. In my bedroom, I'm on my bed. I turn over the chip I won in my hands and scrutinize everything. If I can decode it, I'll figure out where Tartarus is. The instant pitter-patter of rain gets on my nerves, yet it's not long before exhaustion washes over me. My eyes close on their own.
I'll rip your throat out with my teeth! Kill them all!
It's that dream again. Only me and the predators are in it. In my dream, I'm caught in an endless cycle of shooting and running. We're there. I dash into a roadside pharmacy. Its windows and doors are shattered. But just when I think I'm safe, a chain wraps around my ankle. I stumble and fall. When I look up again, a predator's face transforms into Sylus's.
Won't you help me?
Sylus! I wake up drenched in sweat and my hands reach under my pillow to feel for my revolver. Faint sounds drift in from outside my bedroom. Sylus is still here. The living room is shrouded in darkness. The lights are off. Barefoot, I walk over to his side. I curl up on the sofa. I hug my knees to my chest.
I guess even enforcers have nightmares.
Yep, we do. The more you see, the more you dream.
Is it because you realized one person's strength wasn't enough to save everyone?
You took me under your wing. If I had any grand ideas about saving the world, wouldn't you be the first one to know about them? Sylus's gaze falls on my face. Keen interest flickers in his eyes as the room becomes quiet.
So, you didn't become an enforcer to be a savior.
I joined the LTBI so I can gain access to more information and resources. That way I could find you.
That's it?
Why else would I join them? Little did I know that someone was keeping tabs on me the whole time. Those years of worrying were for nothing. Only then do I realize how tightly my nails dig into my palms. I dig into the palms of my hands. I unclench my fists.
Is the Northern District exactly how you imagined it'd be?
No. Even as an enforcer, I often feel like I don't belong here. Maybe that's why I chose to live on the outskirts of the Northern District.
Then do you feel like you belong in the Southern District?
Huh? Okay, so the joke that I made about, oh, like, why is this place so fancy? Doesn't look like it's all chaos and stuff. Didn't realize that the districts were that far off from each other. I thought it was the one and the same thing. But anyways, I'm taken aback. Life in the Southern District was once fraught with danger. What with Sylus there, I never considered whether or not I belonged even once. This concept suddenly dawns on me. Not wanting him to notice my realization, I avert my gaze. I haven't really thought about it before.
Whenever you had nightmares back then, I assumed you went downstairs because you wanted to escape.
You worried that I'd leave? So you always sat there because you were worried I might leave? Sylus doesn't answer me. Instead, he does what he always used to do. He sets aside the gun he was cleaning and turns on the TV with the remote. Despite learning about Tartarus' whereabouts, I withhold this information from the LCBI. Relentless attacks from the predators constantly plague Lincoln. The public's demand for order grows and eventually erupts into protest, demonstrations, and strikes. The most favored candidate and his campaign team are drafting legislation to address the turmoil in Lincoln. If this bill is implemented after he wins the election, it'll inevitably ruffle a lot of feathers. Meanwhile, the incompetent incumbent mayor's approval ratings remain inexplicably high. It's clear Ever is working behind the scenes for his campaign. My throat is dry. How long is this going to go on? The car comes to a stop in front of an imposing high-rise building. I fish out the card and reassure myself that I arrived at the right place. An unnatural quietness blankets the area. It's accompanied by dim glow of a few streetlights in the distance. I like how evening, dusky sky. It's not really dusky, it's like the blue hour of twilight. I like that. Or is it like... Wait, I'm a bit confused. And I probably need to check it out. Like, does the blue hour happens after twilight? Or is twilight the same thing as the blue hour? I need to check it out. This was so random. Looking up, I see the building loom before me. It's completely devoid of light, and silently stands like a beast prowling in the darkness. Guided by the instructions on the chip, I locate a hidden elevator. As the elevator door slides open before me, a man wearing a baseball cap hastily walks out. Caught off guard by his presence, I freeze and almost bump into him.
Sorry.
I nod at him and step away from the elevator. It's okay.
Thank you.
As he passes by, the man tucks his cap lower. In the fleeting moment, I catch only a glimpse of his partial profile. He looks familiar. Just before the elevator doors close, I notice a black sedan pulling up in front of the man. Numbers on the LCD screen quickly increase. My imminent meeting with Tartarus compels me to push aside my lingering questions. Oh, and why do we have a familiar-looking hallway? What are we expecting here? The elevator door opens at the top floor. When I step out, I'm greeted by a single, imposing closed door. It's adorned with an intricate design of a golden owl with its wings spread. This is Nightstrix. After following these winding paths, I'm about to enter the heart of it all. I touch the handle, and the door opens with a soft click. Ooh, this is a new look. I don't think we've seen this before. This look is new. It's like a gothic, dark, I don't know what place. But it's got these purple and blue lights. Honestly, it looks like some Harry Potter fantasy setting. Like, you know that part where Basilisk, we go down to the Chamber of Secrets? It looks like that, except for the green look, it has blue and purplish tones. The room is enshrouded in darkness. The glow of a tablet on the table provides some lighting. It's a solitary beacon in what feels like an endless void. The plush carpet swallows the sound of my footsteps. As my eyes adjust, the contours of a luxurious suit appear. And voila, it's the infamous ever CEO that was in a meeting with Raphael. That is who I'm imagining for some reason. Like, I have no reason to imagine that guy, but like for some reason that image came to my mind. Image of that guy came to my mind. I move towards the computer, and the screen reveals a list of campaign contributions. Each number is a staggering sum. Who has that much of money? Honestly, like who has that much of money? Like at some point you just run out of money, right? How can you just have endless supply of money when people are dying out there? I can think of the current political atmosphere worldwide. For some reason it's kind of scary. As the recipient, it's none other than the frontrunner in the mayoral election. That man downstairs was him. I swipe through the screen as a picture starts to form with the info I've gathered. The identity of the candidate's benefactor is... I hear a sound behind me. In one swift motion, I draw my gun and turn around. Okay, wait a second. I'm a little confused. So we go into this place. It's called the Nice Tricks. Okay, and some guy passes us by. He's the mayoral candidate, the front runner, right? We pass him by. He goes down. We're going up. He enters a black sedan. Okay, and we're entering a dark room with the tablet on. Why is there a tablet on a table? Why are we allowed to do this? How are we allowed to do this? It's weird. Like, this is my question. How are we just allowed into places just like that? Like, I know we have the key card and stuff, but like, wouldn't that guy just find it weird? Like, hey, who's this? Why are you here and stuff? And the funny thing is there are no gods here. No gods. Just walk in. In this dark room with the tablet on, you can see stuff on the tablet. Am I missing something? What am I missing? Artress? My gun is pointed at the darkness, but the person quickly grips my wrist and forces me to drop the weapon. No shit, Sherlock. Like, what were you expecting? You just walked right in. We're like, hey, no guards, no one around. Isn't that suspicious? We never stopped to think once. Without missing a beat, I try to punch him and fail. My attacker can read me like an open book. I don't know. I mean, we should have been better prepared. Like, you were like, hey, I'll just meet Tartarus, the SS class predator, without any sliver of a doubt that we'd get attacked. What are we thinking? Dude. I really question the MC's like state of mind sometimes. I'm just like, dude, how do you just walk in? Not a single thought ever appears in your mind where you're like, hey, why am I just walking in just like that? Just like that. How am I walking in just like that? No guard, no nothing. The room is empty. It's supposed to be sus. Why didn't we think of that 1 minute? A chilling realization hits me. He taught me everything I knew. Twists my arm behind my back and presses his body against mine to pin me down. The cold metal bars bite into my cheek. Pain shoots through my face. Let me go, Sylus!
You said someone else's name a few minutes ago.
Can you blame me? Dude, what is going on? Ha 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 ha! Guess who knew that? Guess who knew that from the very beginning? Yeah, that's right, that's me. Kurtrus and the leader of Nightstrix, who's supporting that candidate? They're both you? Is there even a difference? Sylus loosens his grip. I turn around to face him. Would you disguise yourself as a predator to attack the candidate you're supporting?
Take a guess.
I fall silent for a moment. Ever since Sylus and I reunited, I've been quietly piecing together what he's been up to during his absence. Sylus' motives aren't that hard to figure out, once I connect his actions and identities. You're purposefully provoking public outrage. If people find out that their beloved candidate was attacked by a monster created by Ever, then Ever and the current mayor would lose power. Your candidate would be able to take office. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so he has a candidate, and okay, you know what? I'm gonna figure this out at the end of the story. My brain cells are far too worked up over the story to figure things out. I'll do that later. The past dealings with Nitrix and Ever must have given Sylus access to a treasure trove of incriminating evidence against them. Yay! A few days ago, someone said I became an enforcer to save Lincoln. Now the big bad wolf wants to be the silent savior of our corrupt metropolis?
I'm not interested in things like that. I'm just giving Ever a taste of their own medicine.
This is typical of Sylus. The turn of events I've experienced might not be too bad. Sylus rubs his temple and pretends to be concerned. I mean, was it necessary for you to kind of maneuver me when you could just say, hey, it's me? You have to like push my face on the cold, hard metal rods. Is it? Metal bars. And like, hey, suffer a little bit of pain, why don't you? Instead of being like, don't worry, it's just me. Nice. Nice way of greeting us.
To think my protege had lofty ambitions.
Why
In
would I?
forged alliances, you sometimes need to make compromises.
And this is your compromise, I guess. What happens when your interests no longer aligns with your allies?
That's never been a problem.
Why? Why has it never been a problem? Okay, I just realized this chains. It's got this weird thing here.
After all, there are always more solutions than problems. Yet you're visiting an SSS-class predator all by yourself. You're quite the daredevil.
I told you. You know I'm immune. Being...
Yes, but you can still bleed. And die.
Obviously. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, just because you're immune doesn't mean that your throat cannot get slit off, okay? Or, like, you'd bleed and die. That's insane. It's insane to think that, oh, I'll just waltz in, la 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 la, I'm immune. And then suddenly your throat is being ripped off. Like, how is your immunity doing anything to help that? Nothing. The back of his hand brushes against my neck. Excuse me, okay.
All it would take is one bite right here.
I step back and a beam of light pierces through the darkness of the room. It illuminates us from behind. When I turn around, I realized he had pinned me against an enormous metal birdcage. Why are we in a birdcage? Inside it are large chains, empty syringes, and muzzles lie scattered on the floor. When I pieced together their purpose, a whirlwind of emotion swept through me. Welcome to realization, ma'am. When did you become Tartarus?
On the night our movie date fell through. I destroyed that laboratory, but I had to pay a price.
The conversation takes a somber turn, yet his tone remains noticeably nonchalant. Dude, that is sad, okay? Okay, fine. I was kind of mean to him. I was mean. I'm sorry, Sylus. I am sorry, but not entirely. Not entirely. Okay, I'm sorry for, like, the things you had to go through. But, like, not entirely. We'll see.
It's not too difficult to get suppressants on the black market, but I'd rather not give my roommate a front row seat to my nightly horror show.
Okay. I am sorry. My apologies. I feel bad. Oh, I feel bad. I feel so bad. In that moment, the resentment I had, the pain of knowing he was alive but he chose not to see me dissipates. Back when I was with LCBI, I encountered predators who were using suppressants. The more they used them, the more likely their body developed resistance. The suppressants became less effective over time, which led to more frequent frenzies. Sylus grips my shoulders and guides me closer to the more enormous birdcage.
It serves as a protective measure, in a sense.
Why are you showing me this? Are you implying you want me to lock you up if you go into a frenzy state? I try to keep my tone lighthearted, but deep down, I'm afraid he might actually want me to do it.
What will you do after that?
I don't know. Soon as I can think of what to do with you in the birdcage, I'll act on it immediately. I might be imagining things, but Sylus's tone seems to carry a hint of anticipation.
All right, then.
He suddenly spins me around and pins me against the iron bars of the birdcage.
So, do you want to see what I'm actually like when I lose my mind?
Hey, I never volunteered for that, okay? I said I would lock you in the birdcage. I didn't say I'd lock you with myself in the birdcage. That was not my intention. Why am I being involved in this? Like, involved in the birdcage. His breath caresses my ear as he nuzzles and sniffs my neck like a wild beast. My throat is exposed to his teeth, and an unusual tingling sensation wells up from deep within me. This strange feeling, tinged with fear, spreads throughout my body and transforms into an unfamiliar excitement. Girl, what's up? Dude, I'd be scared for my life. What are you saying? Why are you getting excited for what? Sylus. His slightly sharp canines graze my neck and leave painful pinpricks. I tilt my neck away. But Sylus immediately grips my throat.
See, avoiding danger is part of your survival instinct.
Isn't that what everybody's instinct should be and is naturally?
It's just like how you want to leave Lincoln.
What if I wanted to leave Lincoln because I thought you weren't here?
Well, I'm here right now, aren't I? Tartarus and Sylus are in your hands.
Oh, I need to.
Tartarus and Sylus are in your hands. Well, I'm here right now, aren't I? Will you arrest me, Miss Enforcer?
Oh, how are you supposed to do this? Sylus releases me, but I reach up to wrap my arms around his neck. My fingers touch his lips. I'm sorry, what is happening here? What is happening here? I gently brush the pad of my thumb against his canine teeth and shake my head. No. Some thoughts linger in our hearts for years without being resolved. Yet a decision can sometimes be made in an instant. With Sylus by my side, some things aren't out of reach. After years of gathering evidence against Ever, it finally finds its purpose. I organize everything and send it to the office of that mayoral candidate. Soon after, Tartarus reappeared at a street rally while trying to save someone. He attacked me. I was hospitalized after. Undoubtedly, the news headline, "Brave Enforcer Saves Innocent Civilian from SS's Class Predator," will be on the front page. One day I was admitted to the hospital. My identity as an immune individual was also exposed. The media soon created a new headline: "Only immune individual in the world donates blood for cure research." I just changed out of my hospital gown when I heard the door open behind me. Why are you here?
To visit the wounded, of course.
You didn't even bring flowers. That wasn't very thoughtful of you.
I brought this.
He pulls out 2 movie tickets from his pocket. They're for a late-night showing at a drive-in theater. The Last Duel. I couldn't help but give a wary smile. Seriously? You chose this one?
If I'm not mistaken, you haven't been to a movie theater in a while. And it's the only movie playing right now, just so you know.
Okay, just reminded me of Expired Invitation.
Let's not let that title become our reality again.
Sylus watches as I meticulously tuck the movie tickets into my pocket.
Ever is about to make their move. Are you ready?
Yeah. Since I proposed this plan to escalate things, I've been ready. My plan was to for Sylus to attack me under the guise of Tartarus. Then I'll reveal my identity as an immune individual in front of everyone. Ever would never let someone like me donate blood. So they either acquire my blood or destroy it completely. Now, we get the headlines to be something about Ever planning to kill an immune individual capable of resolving chaos in Lincoln City. Oh, something's happening.
Right on schedule.
A cacophony of sounds reverberates through the hospital. Enveloped in thick smoke, people frantically flee for their lives outside. Pandemonium erupts. We'll lead them to the rooftop.